Welcome to the Sorare Lounge, courtesy of the Sorare Thursday Club. I am your host, Ricky, aka the Sorare Mamba, and I am joined, as always, by my glamorous co-host, the artist formerly known as the Everton Playsharper expert, Johnny, aka DawNado. Any suggestions for a new intro for Johnny are always welcome. We are back from stag do's and sickness, and that is what induced our absence. But we are back to talk all things Sorare with you again. So how are you this evening, sir?
Still a little bit hungover from the stag do and still a little bit sick with a cough, but hopefully I won't be coughing too much on the show. But yeah, I am good and excited to be back for a normal bumper edition of the Sorare Lounge.
Yeah, we have hung on by giving you just reward videos for long enough. It's time to actually put some meat on the bone. Let's get the uniform on. Let's see, I'm not matching you. There we go. A Sorare 7's 1 FC Nuremberg shirt. Get your tickets if you haven't already. But as always, I like to warm up with 5 questions for you to get your mind in gear in a section affectionately known as 5 and Kicking. So, 5 questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Nice simple one to get started. Borussia Dortmund or Real Madrid? The final, obviously.
Borussia Dortmund.
Borussia Dortmund to do it, eh?
Yeah, I mean, I love Don Carlo, but he did also fuck us over a bit by pissing off to Real Madrid. So I'm going to go Borussia Dortmund.
Always managed to bring everything back to Everton. Jude Bellingham scored the winner against Dortmund at Wembley for me. It's written in the stars. Real Madrid, they always find a way. Question 2, cats or dogs?
Well, I mean, if I don't say dogs right now, with the dog right behind, I'm going to be in big trouble. I'm going to go for dogs. Sorry, Maggie, the cat who's outside somewhere. But yeah, dogs.
For balance, I will go cats. Cats all the way. So at least Sorare Thursday Club is 50-50 there. Back to Sorare-related questions for number 3. You can save one of the SO5 comps that are being cut or have been cut now or in August. Which one are you picking? And ignore the threshold. So threshold doesn't exist. You're just picking a comp. Caps, All-Stars, Legends, whatever else we've had that's disappearing. You can save one.
Oh. I think
Rare Pro, all these type of thing.
I just like good old-fashioned All-Star, to be honest with you. I do miss Legends, but I know it's not fully going because it's going to be still the occasional one like there is this weekend. But yeah, All-Star. I always like putting a good team in All-Star. The prizes usually tend to be a bit better in All-Star. When you've got those high cap players that you can't really fit in, obviously you don't need the cap players so much now. But like putting them in All-Star was always the way forward. But yeah, I'm going to go for All-Star.
Okay, I do get it. I like All-Star now, especially because limiteds have got that really low price now. I actually own some decent players, so it's quite nice to bung in like those literal all-star lineups. It's pretty cool. Did kind of like Rare Pro because I had a couple of. I like to use some of my shit super rares to try and prop up a few. I'm a massive Cap 220 fan as well. I probably would have gone Cap 220. I like putting shitters in a team and then watching it try and pull off a miracle. So I go Cap 220. You've gone All-Star. I do love All-Star, though. We'll be sad to see it go. Question 4. In homage to the Sorare Andrews special pineapple episode that was on your screens tonight, pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
I mean, I like pineapple on pizza. I know it's a bit rogue and, it's going to probably lose at least 50% of all our fans of the channel. But I like pineapple on pizza. I've got a sweet tooth. I like sweet stuff. Stick a bit of pineapple on pizza, and I'm happy. It's not my go-to. If I'm ordering a pizza, though, I'm getting a big meaty one without anything on it apart from meat. If there's pineapple on pizza,
I think pineapple on pizza is fucked up. So I'm supporting the 50% of the viewers. You've just lost us because I don't want fruit on my pizza. Don't be putting fruit on my carbs. I don't need that. Supplementary question. What about fish on a pizza?
I mean, I don't like fish anywhere, let alone on a pizza. It's a no for me. I've had a tuna pizza before.
Oh, I love a tuna pizza. This is where I'm going with this. Tuna pizza is delicious.
I do like tuna. So, I certainly wouldn't be ordering a fish-based pizza at any point in my life, but I'm going to go for no.
All right, next time you're round, I'm doing you a tuna pizza.
Wow.
They're elite. I don't like anchovies, though. Don't put any of that on there, but tuna.
It'd be better than the last time I was around your house. Everton lost 6-0 to Chelsea. It was fucking horrific.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, actually. That was one of your best visits, I think. Yeah. So no, you're going yes, pineapple on pizza. I'm going no. I'm going yes for fish. You're going no. So
standard opposites.
There we go. Nice bit of balance coming in these answers. And finally, do you think Saudi is added to Sorare for next season?
I mean, the fact you've asked that makes me think you've seen a rumour. Have you seen a rumour?
Well, I've got nothing. I just couldn't think of a fifth question that related to Sorare.
I mean, I don't think it will, no. But I'd love it to, because as previously mentioned many, many times, a lot of my extremely good high-value players have gone to Saudi, and I still own them. And in fact, I doubled down on some of them in the hope that either Saudi were covered or that they went somewhere else. But yeah, it pains me. I do follow the Saudi League on live score, and I see the scores come in. Oh, Zillaran scored a brace again. Oh, Milinkovic-Savic is fucking doing amazing. Otavio. Anyway, but
I didn't know live score spoke.
Yeah, it does, mate. I'm going to go for no, I don't think it will get added. But yes, I hope it gets added.
Okay. I'm going to go for no, I don't want it added. And no, I don't think it does get added. So there you go. Nice bit of balance again. So what have we got coming up for you tonight or this morning or this afternoon, whenever you're listening to us, really? We've got the Premier League end of season awards from a Sorare perspective. We've got the fall of Playsharper. We've got Legends are back. We've got another look at the Keepers Club, see if there's any new entries this week. And we have any other business as well. We do have one new segment, which I'll get to in a minute. Before we get there, I do like to have this moment to take a plea to all our fans or people that have accidentally stumbled across our video. So thank you to anyone who is joining us now or watching or listening afterwards. Please could you like and subscribe and all that vibe and make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It'd be much appreciated. We do love every single one of you that bothers to tune in. It means a lot to us. But on to this new segment I was talking about, affectionately now known as Sock on Those Toffees. Hey. You've got the right shirt on for it. After a year of having the piss taken out of you on and off the pitch, I think it's only fair that we give you a moment to celebrate another year of survival. Stayed up easy in the end, eh? How were the emotions?
I mean, yeah, we did it. We stayed up. Thank God our points deductions happened this year and not the last 2 seasons, because we were absolutely fucking woeful the last 2 seasons before this one. But yeah, it kind of ended up being a little bit comfortable somehow. We just went 3 wins in a week at home, including an absolutely fucking amazing win at home to Liverpool, which was insane. I was 19 years old the last time we beat Liverpool at home, and I'm now freaking middle-aged. Yeah. Yeah, 19 stone, yeah. But yeah, ended up being okay. Thankfully, we've been, if you ignore our points deduction, been a relatively okay mid-table team this year. We've had some really good runs, really bad runs, really good runs. We've been quite inconsistent, but we've had enough quality, thankfully, to pull ourselves out of the mire a little bit.
If I could just call a TMO moment, just before we went live on this, Roma were 2-0 up against Leverkusen. You went, no way they're going to keep the run going. It's fucking over. Don't be stupid. They're not going to keep going. It's 2-2.
Shut up. And it's finished. Was it finished?
Joe Stanisik just scored, who is one of my players when playing 98th minute equaliser. Wow.
They just can't fucking help but stay undefeated, can they? It's insane.
That is mental.
It is mental.
You're really living up to it this week. Yeah, they keep the run going.
That's a joke.
Yeah, Everton we were talking about before we got distracted.
Yes, but yeah, stayed up.
I did hear on the radio today that you might be going into administration. That your the company that's financing you is struggling, and they're thinking of cutting ties.
Well, it's more that the company that are financing us are using extreme debt to finance us, and actually have lied on their sort of applications for loans and double counted all their assets. So let's point out they don't own us. They're a prospective new owner, which has been going through the Premier League protocols for months and months and months. And apparently the rumours are that Mashiri, who's our current owner, who wants out, thank fuck, because he hasn't got a clue and he's an accountant and he's completely screwed us financially. He has potentially cut the deal, as in stopped the deal with 777, which, if we don't have someone lined up, could be a bit of an issue because we currently can't afford to run the business that is Everton. But I think we do have a few people lined up. Apparently, another American sports company, someone in Qatar potentially. But yeah, never a calm week supporting Everton, or calm day, I should say. There's always something gone wrong, or some sort of fucking breaking news that our bloody defender's a pedo, or someone's fucking kicked someone in the nuts. I don't know. There's always something going on. I mean, I'm sure it's the same in every club, right? But Everton seems to be an absolute soap opera. I don't know how Amazon or Netflix haven't somehow.
If you go into administration, I'm going to have a party, like, because it'd just be so funny. Like, how much more content can we possibly get?
Yeah, ironically, administration is 10 points deduction immediately, right? Or was it 8 points?
10, isn't it?
I think it's 9 actually. We would still be safe. Like, we'd have 3 different points deductions, and I think we're 10 points clear of Luton at the moment. I might be wrong, but yeah. I mean, let's ignore all that bollocks that's going on, because in terms of the actual football, we've not been horrific this year. Obviously, I'd love us to get back to being, a mid-table, more like 12th to 7th team that are kind of pushing to maybe sneak into Europa League, which is what we were for about 10, 15 years before this absolute shit show.
You'd be 3 points behind United, wouldn't you? If you had all your points added on, you'd be like 9th or something.
I think, we'd be something like, I think we'd be 11th, 3 points off 10th, and United are 8th. So we'd be about 6 points behind United. Like, it hasn't been that bad a season, really, if you look at things. But it's still been stressful. What with the points section? Some other breaking Everton news regarding me personally. You already know this news. As part of the Bristol Toffees, which is the official supporters group I'm a member of the Bristol Toffees, we are going to be doing the Goodison Park 5-a-side at the end of the season, which is in 2 weeks' time. I'll be playing at Goodison Park. I'll be banging them in at Gladys Street. Probably
at least someone is.
At least someone is. But yeah, very exciting. I'll try and take some pictures and videos for the fans on Twitter, but
I can absolutely guarantee none of you will see a picture from Johnny on Twitter.
Hey, I do a post every so often if I'm lucky. But yeah, very exciting. I managed to do it a few years ago actually, and it's kind of like a raffle that's done. Like all the official groups do go into a raffle to do it every year. And yeah, we've managed to get in again this year, so very exciting. Okay, sorry I couldn't get you there on the pitch, mate.
That's fine. I think I can live without it. But yeah. I could probably get a game for Man United soon because they've run out of people to put on the bench, run out of people to play in defence. So,
do you have no fit senior centre backs? Is that right?
Yeah, 6 injured centre back. They had Diallo, I think, was the only senior outfield player on the bench.
And Bruno missed. Did I see it? I don't know if this is real or not. Bruno missed his first ever professional game injured.
I think some of that. It's a mad street he's been for us,
crazy.
Especially.
It just proves to you how vital he's been. Like, Bruno does my head in to watch, but he scores or assists probably 95% of all your goals a lot of the time. And I think we talked about it on WhatsApp before the Palace game. I was like, Palace could absolutely just dick you here, and they did. They completely annihilated you. Could have won by a lot more, but yeah.
I don't think United get another point to the end of the season.
It's a sorry state. So United aren't going to get Europe next year at all, how long since United last didn't even get any Europe at all?
Well, if Man City win the cup final, which they will, then an extra place goes down, doesn't it? Because they can't take the Europa League spot. So 5th, 6th get Europa and 7th, 8th. I don't know exactly how it works. If United win it,
it'd be very United to go and fucking win the FA Cup, wouldn't it?
Part the bus. Well, they can't part the bus because they're rubbish it, but they could get Europa League through that as well. But I'm sure they'll find a way to get in the Conference League and ruin next season with that crap competition. But back to Everton. Don't make me depressed as well.
Sorry.
Back to Everton. Let's bring it back to Sorare, Everton. This weekend, right? The absolute plum fixture of the whole week. I set my Legends team and it offered me Dwight McNeil in like the lineup builder instead of my legend player.
I mean, he is a massive fucking legend, to be fair to him, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, plum fixture at home to Sheffield United. The only thing I'm slightly worried about is that Sheffield United can't play Mason Holgate because he's on loan from Everton, which means they'll have to play someone else that's inevitably going to be better. But yeah, Tom Davis as well coming back. I think he's injured at the moment, but he'll be back at Goodison. You know, it's about as good a fixture as you can ever hope for in Premier League, really. And
would you worry slightly that you're safe now? You've had a good run, and maybe there's a bit of like end of season tail off now, and this game could be pretty crap. You might get caught cold for it. You might win. It might be 1-1. You might win 2-1, but there's not a lot of. You know.
I don't know. It goes one of two ways. I think sometimes it can also just release the pressure, and I think Everton have been playing under such severe pressure for 3 years. I can't remember the last time, apart from this Luton game and the week just gone, where we've had a game that wasn't must win. Every game has just felt like we need to win this game, and the Luton game was like not that at all. So. Yeah, I mean, it's a plum tie of my Everton stacks are locked and loaded. I've got a lot of Dwight McNeils all over the place. Tarkovsky's, you know, I've got a lot going on. I do think there might be a little bit of rotation, potentially. Yeah. I think Coleman might come in. Maybe the centre midfield is still a little bit, don't know who's going to come in. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be a few people playing Everton stacks this weekend. Usually it's just me being a fucking nut job playing my Everton stacks, but I think there's going to be a few. I wouldn't mind
Onana getting a game for change, but we were talking about. I was on the MIADD podcast, Miad.
Oh, yes. Of course, yes.
And we're talking about the pain of relegation and like your team always being in a relegation fight. And I was talking about Bristol City, obviously, are just mid-table and just don't have that. But you've been in it for a while now, haven't you? This constant fear every season.
Well, it's just like for like 10 years we were the best of the rest. I'd say constantly sort of between sort of 5th to 8th place. And then we became a sort of mid-table mediocrity team, which was kind of really boring because we just were never close to anything, which is kind of what Bristol City are at the moment. And then we had these 3 years of relegation where I'd literally bit your hand off to be a mid-table mediocrity team. It's been heart-wrenching to watch Everton for like these last 3 years. Not so much this year, but still pretty awful. And yeah, another thing I'm very excited for is obviously we've got the new stadium that's going to be finished about 3/4 of the way through next season, which we'll be moving into at the start of the season after next. But this now officially means that the last season at Goodison Park will be in the Premier League. So that's pretty big.
I mean, next year you got Leicester up next year, haven't you? Ipswich aren't as good, but maybe if you get a Leeds or Norwich or something, the standard of promoted teams could be pretty strong. Like you wouldn't expect Leicester and say Leeds to like, you know, be a Sheffield United. You'd expect a bit more of a fight. There's decent SO5 players coming up. There's decent real life players coming up. So, you know, it could be a good year to get those points deductions out of the way this year.
And I do think, well, aren't Leicester they're going to have an immediate points deduction, aren't they? As soon as they get into the Premier League, they're definitely been charged. I'm not sure they've officially received the points deduction yet, but I think they will start the season potentially with negative points.
I thought they might be all right if they go up, but maybe, yeah.
I might be wrong, but obviously I think Forest look like they're going to just about stay up. So they potentially might struggle. I think there's rumours they may have to make a few sales in the summer. Morgan Gibbs-White getting linked with some moves away. So they could potentially struggle again next year. Oh, look at this. I know what this is.
Yeah. And yeah, so you're right. There's a few teams that could struggle, but maybe the weight at the bottom of the leagues are slightly stronger.
Yeah.
But I almost missed out on this. Your boss, Sean Dyche, released his pressure valve after he stayed up and appeared in a music video for the Blossoms.
He did.
Anyone that hasn't seen it.
Group of people to make sure we can pull this job off.
I don't think I talk like this to anybody, but you're not anybody.
What could possibly get in the way of my impeccable plan?
Well, the van's broken down.
What can I say after I'm sorry? What can I say?
You'll a specialist group of people to
There
make
you go.
sure.
The Sean Dyche nod.
It's giving me sort of Jimmy Bullard on the pitch celebration from when he was at Hull. Was it at Hull when he was like talking to all the players like that?
Yeah. Nod. Here it is.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I love a bit of Dyche.
Big Dyche.
He's a
You
big
wouldn't
music
catch,
man.
you wouldn't catch Ten Hag doing that, would you? Or Pep?
I mean, you probably don't know because you don't watch every single minute of every Everton thing like I do. But Sean Dyche is a big music man. Goes to a lot of gigs, goes to a lot of festivals. Every single summer that we've had him, probably before when he was at Burnley as well, he goes to festivals and gets pictured in loads of selfies, pissed up at festivals with fucking bucket hats on and stuff. He loves it. And they asked him to be in Blossoms asked him to be in a music video, and he thought, "Fuck it, I'm going to do it." If he'd done it whilst we were still fighting relegation, I think there would have been a little bit of an uproar about it. I think he probably had a little word with Blossom saying, "If you could just wait until maybe we've got safe before you release this, that might be a good idea."
They've been trying to release it for 3 months.
Yeah, probably have. Yeah, 3 years actually. But yeah, love it. Love a bit of Dyche doing some normal shit.
There you go, big Dyche in a music video promo. We'll move on from suck on those toffees because that is more than enough Everton talk. Let's pick. I'm going to pick something to do with Sorare for our next topic.
Good idea.
So let's go for. A lot of people have been talking about this, but we haven't done a full podcast in 3 weeks. So I'm going to talk about the fall of Playsharper with you. This is obviously something close to home for you. Being that Playsharper Everton expert, love counting up how many out of 11 you got every week, trying to push for those prizes. That valuable resource of us all asking you if DCL is going to play, who's playing right back. Because on the Miard podcast, do the darts thing, 3 players make 180. I went for DCL this weekend. I actually picked an Everton player in homage to you. I presume you haven't watched. Presume you haven't listened. Can't even get you to listen or like our own videos, let alone someone else's. Yeah, in homage to you, I did pick DCL for one of my 3 players on the basis that he's so shit on the pitch, he'll probably get negative AA. But Sheffield United are so shit, he might get decisive. So I'm going for him to score or get an assist, but end up with negative AA, get bang on 60 was my thought process. But yeah, I threw out an Everton player for you.
Ex-Sheffield United player as well. Came from Sheffield United.
Yeah, it's all about being an ex-Stoke player this week, isn't it? Hosselu and
yeah, damn right.
Choupo-Moting was on the pitch. But yeah, the fall of Playsharper. Sad.
I mean, yeah, it came from nowhere, really. I mean, it sort of broke on our Playsharper chat a little bit before it sort of got released onto Twitter and Discord. So I posted the little screenshot on our WhatsApp group, and then suddenly within a few hours it was gone, wasn't it? Well, I mean, it still exists as a website, but just doesn't do Sorare predictions.
The Ultimate Champion stuff, like, yeah.
But also very beautifully shut down on Friday, 3 hours before the deadline. So I think a few people were a little bit miffed about that. Luckily, I'd already done my teams, but yeah, it is sad. I used to use Playsharper every single week for everything. I never used to set my lineups fully until I'd gone through Playsharper and looked at pretty much 90% of all the games on there. People got things wrong, people got things right. I mean, in terms of the things that are controllable, like you actually know, like suspensions and full injuries, they was very good. Sometimes the percentages were a little off for doubtfuls and stuff like that, but it was an extremely useful tool. I know there's been a few more people trying to do some startups in the last week or so. I haven't really got my head around all these different new things yet, but yeah, it's a sad day. They are still doing the predictions for the Playsharper via the Telegram, and then they're tweeting it out. So it's the Premier League bit's still surviving for at least the next few weeks. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You didn't really use Playsharper a huge amount, did you? Because you obviously have got your Sorare Data subscription, which you use. But
I use Sorare Data lineup builder, and I do my teams late in a game week. So I'm kind of all right because that's when Sorare Data lineup builder's got like the most amount of knowledge built into it. So like that last couple of hours when I'm doing my panic buy-in players, panic setting my teams, it's pretty accurate. Like all the press conferences and suspensions and everything's filtered into there, and it's pretty pretty good. And once you get to actually like learn about it, there's different like symbols for how like reliable the thing is. 100%, whether it's very reliable, like the top 10 people who pick that team, you know, like almost like the experts who get that team right every time. If they've picked this player in or out, then it's like it shows you that symbol that it's like highly reliable rather than just like So I really like Sorare data lineup builder. I did use Playsharper whenever someone was between like 60 and 100%. I'm like, well, why aren't they 100 or 0? I would go on to Playsharper and check things.
And it's good for comments, isn't it, as well? Because Sorare data doesn't have the comment section, right? Am I right in saying that? So like, if there is a percentage in the top of the Playsharper where it says like 60 or whatever, and then you just go and look down the comments, usually there's either an explanation, or there was usually an explanation from either the person who set the lineup, or someone commenting saying this is why he's out, or manager said this, blah blah blah. So it is a bit sad, and I did really like doing the Everton Playsharper stuff. I took it seriously, I wanted people to benefit from
love me
Everton players. No, not love me, but it's fun. It was fun doing it. And it was a little bit like a chore sometimes for getting it done before 3 p.m. Thursday so that it could be counted in our Playsharper league thing that we do. But
I think it was good. Like obviously people relied on it. I sort of, the argument of, do your own research. Like it adds more skill to the game and stuff. But like I personally, and I guess a lot of people who play limiteds now because they're so cheap would be able to field a lot more teams than maybe a year ago. That now you got so many teams, it's impossible that you're going to be able to research every player you own by yourself, especially like outside of the top 5 leagues maybe, which are quite accessible maybe for news. Like outside of that you need some help, and that was a tool provided. Obviously it's lineup builder for me, but everyone wants to pay 10 quid a month. But how important do you think prediction sites are for a game like Sorare?
I think it's very important. People will get more pissed off if they can't find team news out. They get pissed off anyway, but it's especially for the leagues, like you say, that are trickier to get hold of news for, like Japan and Korea. Some of the other random European leagues like Croatia, I found difficult to get news for. Denmark's always difficult to get team news for. And even was for on Playsharper. I don't think they had a Danish Playsharper expert, but yeah, I do think it's important. They do kind of come hand in hand. I don't know the ins and outs of the. I saw a lot of rumors on Twitter saying that someone's been stubborn. The owner of Playsharper or whatever has been stubborn and not like accepting the deal that Sorare was maybe put on the table for them. I don't know any of it, and I don't know the owner of Playsharper at all, really, so I wouldn't like to comment on that. But it's sad that they weren't able to come to some sort of agreement.
Yeah, I think, I was listening to another podcast and they said that they cut some of the third-party things for like NBA and MLB where you just import your lineups. There's a lot of talk at the moment. Get it, guys, campaign to get an import button from Sorare data lineups straight into Sorare so you don't have to then copy the teams again. But I think they cut a lot of third-party stuff, so I don't know whether that's what's come under here as well, where they're like, we're not going to support third-party things anymore. Maybe it's a data thing. They don't want them having access to their stuff, or they want quality control or whatever, or they want to start doing it themselves. But obviously they've got the partnership with Sorare data, so they're like, we're happy for like money and things to go between us because they're like an official partner. They're just not time, resources, security, whatever it is. They don't want other.
I guess they want they want control, don't they? I think that's fair enough. Sorare want control of what has been put out there under their name, kind of thing, which I understand. It's like Sorare Mega. Sorare Mega, probably people still now probably thought it was part of Sorare, like some sort of sub game that was still Sorare, but actually wasn't. And when there was problems with prizes on Sorare Mega, like I had, it's not Sorare's fault, but Sorare were almost getting the blame for it. Rather than, so maybe that's a similar sort of thing with Playsharper. I don't know, but I think something else will come up. I know there's been a few other startups. I know, is it that Co-Eft guy? I think he's one of the Discord.
Yeah, I'm in that one, but I think it'd be
joined
like
a
an
few
arms
of them.
race, wouldn't there? There'd be an arms race now of
Yeah. I've joined a few of them, but I don't know which one I want to give my services to. I don't know which one's better yet, because I don't want to just give it out and then it be a really bad service.
Yeah,
Right?
you don't want to be a lineup predicting sluts, do you? You don't want to be known just being tossed about all over the place. You want to go to the highest bidder. So
Exactly.
something will come up in its place. It's a gap in the market, and it is important.
At least have it at the end of the European season, right? So it's not, I'm probably going to just not do anything for a couple of weeks, end the season, and then see what pops up over the summer and have a look then.
Because I do think you need something. I couldn't do my lineups that Sorare data lineup builder. It's not Playsharper, but it is something similar. I do need something. I don't have the time or the resources to do it myself, and I'd be really pissed off. Like it used to happen when you put a suspended player in or something like that. It's fucking annoying.
It's annoying because whenever you do that, it always happens that the other 4 players go off. You just know it. It just happens every time. Although what we have discovered in the last couple of weeks, and also someone on Twitter, is actually the best way to set your lineups is 10 pints deep on no research whatsoever on a stag do, because we actually did quite well doing that. So maybe we don't need lineup builders.
Yeah. Pissed up on a beach on a waterfront in Lisbon. We did very well that week. Yeah. So to finish the Playsharper segment on a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you that Playsharper's gone?
I'm very sad. I'm going to go for 10. I'm really sad. As I was part of it, as part of the whole thing.
10. It's like a member. All right.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. I will go for 6.4. Like a third cousin is gone. Sad, but like not going to keep me up at night. Okay, and the next segment, everyone's favorite. We go. We know what it means. It means Keepers Club 2024. 2024, the year of the goalkeeper. Everyone on Sorare scores 100, deserves recognition. I love goalies. You love goalies. Everyone needs to love goalies. Keepers Club 2024. This is where we let in everyone for all-night bottle service, dance with the ladies, dance with their fellow professionals, have a good time because they scored 100.
It looks a lot fancier in there as well. It's got tables and chairs. There's some candles as well on the tables.
They've upgraded this year. We've obviously got a bit of a strong roster in there. 2 new entrants from our last time we came in. You can see one's a unique card, which means one of us owns them. So that is your boy, Unai Simon.
Guess it.
Has come up with the goods. He's
like
delivered.
I don't own his unique to all the follow. I'm not a billionaire, but
if we own any of the cards, they get a unique version in here. So here he is, scored 100 against Getafe.
I think it was Getafe. Mason Greenwood missed the penalty, who was another person I had playing in that game.
There you go. That is 110.8. That is a monster by your boy, Unai.
Unfortunately, it didn't win me a prize because my 2 strikers both went off injured in that team. So a bit gutting they didn't win me anything. But still, to get a keeper 100 is very nice.
And he is joined in the club, as you can see over here on the stage, by Fernando Muslera, keeping the average age up in the club. It's been a very young man's game so far this year. A lot of kids dancing about in the club. Muslera is helping keep that average age up. He pulled off his 100s against Trabzonspor.
I can't see the screen. I can't tell if that's Adana or is it?
Yeah, Demirspor.
Demirspor. Yeah. Only just got it though. 40 on the dot.
40 on the dot. He turns up with just a bare minimum required to get in and enjoy free beers and dancing with ladies and fellow professional goalies for the rest of the year. So that is your Keepers Club update. What have we got there? 3, 6, 10, 12 members so far this year. When are we going to get them on the show? We need to get them on the show. We should do, yeah. Obviously, we had Jonas Urbig was the first one in. tried to contact him on Twitter, wasn't interested in joining the Sorare Lounge to talk about entering first one in the Keepers Club. Maybe if it gets big enough.
Just had an incredible idea.
Yeah.
You know the NFL podcast where they do the angry runs and they send out the Trident T-shirt to the players?
Yeah.
We could do something like that. Create a T-shirt that says Keepers Club on it, send it out to the teams and create a whole thing.
I'm sure Alphonse Areola will wear our T-shirt and then pick us up on social media.
I think he would, definitely. A lot of them would. Zach McMath would. Look at him. He loves it.
Yeah, he loves it. Lunin, he's just played Champions League semi-final. All he's interested now is what's next for him. Keepers Club, mate.
Exactly.
There you go. We've had a little glow up in Keepers Club. There's room for everyone at the moment. You could probably fit a few more in here before we have to upgrade the club again. There we are. 2 new members this week.
Brilliant.
Love a bit of Keepers Club. Next up, Premier League end of season awards are out today. So from a Sorare perspective, if that changes anything at all, who would you give Young Player of the Year to? And to help you pick, here is the Young Player of the Season nominees. So let's have your top 3 in a reverse order from a Sorare perspective. So, whatever reason you want.
I'm not sure from a Sorare perspective really changes much here. I think it's a clear top 3 for me. Well, maybe 4. I mean, first of all, I'd like to point out Destiny Adoggy. How the hell you've made it into this 8 shortlist, I've got no idea. Because every time I've watched you, you've conceded a stupid goal by doing an error led to goal. How Jared Bradford hasn't got in there is just baffles me as well. But yeah, top 3 in no particular order. I'm going to go for Foden, Palmer, and Saka. From 3 to 1, I'm going to go Saka as number 3. Cole Palmer. We've had a discussion with someone else on WhatsApp today regarding Cole Palmer, saying he's scored a lot of penalties. He has scored a lot of penalties this season, fair enough, but mainly because he's skinned about 10 people to get to be wiped out in the penalty box and then takes a penalty. Like, he has been insane for Chelsea this year. Probably a lone bright spark for Chelsea, I'd say, out of their season. It's been a pretty bad season for them, season to forget, but he's been insane. Number 1, I'm going to go for Phil Foden. I think he's had many games this year where he's just been absolutely unplayable. Did he score 2 straight hat-tricks in the Premier League as well?
4 in 1, didn't he?
Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah, he's just a cut above, to be honest. He really does seem to have nailed down that starting place for City now, isn't he? Because the last couple of years, he's always been a little bit in and out, isn't he? Especially last year, he didn't play half the games. But he does seem to be first name on the team sheet a little bit, along with Rodri this year for Man City. Obviously, honourable mention, I'd say Saliba, I think, has been really, really good for Arsenal. And I do think maybe whoever wins this might sort of depend on who wins the league. It does tend to go that way a little bit. Maybe Saka or Saliba will get it if Arsenal win the league. Maybe Foden or Haaland will get it if City win the league. I don't think Haaland's actually been that great this year compared to last year. Obviously, still banged 35 goals probably by the end of the season, but yeah, not been. Anyways, not Roy Keane.
Still the top scorer in the league.
Still top goal scorer in the league. Obviously, has the touch for a League 2 player according to Roy Keane. Yeah, and then who else we got there? We've got Kobe Mainoo. Don't like to praise Man United players as you're a Man United boy yourself, but has really done well for United. Once again, similar to Palmer, has kind of been one of the lone bright spots for United this year, probably. Played really well, forced himself into the England team already, it seems. Yeah, looks a very good player. Alexander Isak's obviously a really good player. Kind of a little bit shocked he's in there. I thought he was injured for quite a lot of the season. Yeah, interesting one. But yeah, Saka 3, Palmer 2, Foden 1 for me. How about yourself?
The anomaly here is I would pick Haaland in real life, I think, because he's still banged an exceptional amount of goals. That I think, he's irreplaceable as like a striker in the Premier League.
it's kind of, I'm with you in the sense that I kind of forget he's still so young, and like it's almost just become normal now that he just bangs a hat trick. You're like, oh, I bet it only touched the ball 4 times. It's like, yeah, but he scored a hat trick.
Obviously, his price is great as well if you were looking at it in monetary terms. But I'm not a money man. I'm here for the fun of the game. So who's going to win me cards is what I'm looking at. And Haaland, I think his striker, decisive dependent striker, is replaceable. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think like I can get an AA. I'd rather have an AA valuable striker than Haaland. So he wouldn't make my top 3 from a Sorare point of view. Mainu's got that long-term Man United appeal. I don't know what his price is. I bet it's pretty decent considering.
I think it's high. I think it is high considering actually he doesn't score that well Sorare-wise, does he? But I think that's mainly because United aren't very good.
Yeah, it's not bad. He's less than Haaland or Palmer or Saka or Foden. So yeah, I would have Haaland in it if I was real life, but if I'm doing it from Sorare world, I'm going for. It's not Saliba. It's not a Doji. I own a Doji special edition, and he's crap. I like Isak. I would have the same 3 as you, but I would have Foden as my number 1, and I would have Cole Palmer as my number 2, and Saka as my 3.
I mean, that's exactly what I had. So
what I meant to say was I would do exactly the same as you. I thought you had Palmer and Foden the other way around. But I think Foden, with England, Man City, I just think he holds a bit more long-term, sustainability.
What I would say as well, a little tangent here is, isn't it nice to have absolutely very good English players like at the moment? Those top 3 we've both said there are all 3 of them are pretty elite English left-footed midfielders. I don't know how Southgate's going to fit them all in, but yeah, it's nice to have some English talent coming through for sure.
I've thought about it again, based on it just being a season vote, and not. I just thought about the future. I'm going Cole Palmer number 1, Foden 2nd, Saka 3.
Okay.
Let's talk about the future. It's here and now. It's player of the season, not player of the future. Palmer, Foden, Saka. There we go. I'm very impressed by Isak's scores as well, but not enough to get in the top 3. So, young player. Let's move on to player of the year. Obviously, you can see 4 of them are still the same.
Yeah, it's interesting.
From a Sorare perspective, would anything change from real life? Who would your top 3 be?
Well, this is actually the first time I've seen the 8 nominees for player of the season. I never really understand how they decide these things. Why is Virgil van Dijk in there? They haven't kept a clean sheet in about 25 games. I suppose
it should be 5-0, shouldn't it?
No, but it shouldn't be. But I guess it's just because it's Virgil van Dijk. But
I can't believe Rodri's not in it.
I mean, yeah, that is the first thing that stands out is how on earth have they decided that Rodri doesn't get included in this list?
Yeah. My Sorare Premier League player of the season is Rodri, and he's not an option for me to pick on this. So
I mean, Rodri is, what's that stupid fact? He's got 68 straight games for Man City in all competitions without losing a game.
Yeah. Didn't he lose to Real Madrid though?
Did they lose on penalties? Can't remember now.
Didn't they lose the first leg?
Oh, maybe. Anyway. Did he play? I don't know, but maybe it's Premier League games. But either way, not having him on is insane. Declan Rice has been incredible for Arsenal this year. Notched a lot of goals, isn't he, as well as assists, which is something he was kind of missing from his West Ham days. Odegaard's been great. Surprised Saka hasn't made it into this list as well. Ollie Watkins has been insane for Villa, but he's just never going to win this, unfortunately. Isaac, we've talked about, has been great for Newcastle, but isn't going to win. Van Dijk shouldn't be on there, in my opinion. That's not just my Everton bias. I don't think he should be on there.
No, I agree with you. Rodri should be on there.
God, I don't know who to vote. I don't know who to say here. It's tough because it's difficult to look past Foden, but then I do think it really does depend on who wins the league. I can see them giving it to Declan Rice because he's just been obviously he cost £100 million, but he's been such an influential player for Arsenal this year and has come in and completely changed the way they can play. So if Arsenal win the league, I can see it going to Rice. It does get announced after the season ends, doesn't it, I think? Or does it get announced before?
Not sure, but, why is Bruno Fernandes not on there? Incredible player.
This is a wanker, I think, probably.
Anthony Gordon, ex-Everton legend.
Also a wanker.
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to go for Rice, Palmer, Foden.
Rice is where you're going. Rice is your player of the season.
Sorry, Rice 3.
Okay.
Palmer 2, Foden 1. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to go Palmer as my player of the season. It's been ridiculous considering he was like almost an outcast from City, picked up there. Foden. 2 and 3. I'm going to go for. So I preferred the under 23 list. This is worse in my opinion. It should have Rodri in it.
Yeah.
From a perspective of so rare, I'm going to go for Declan Rice, Phil Foden. I'm putting Phil Foden third because he's fucking impossible for SO5 because at the start of the season he's a bit of a tough one to predict when he was going to play. And obviously now it's a lot easier near the end of the season because they've been knocked out of the other competitions and they're just going for their best team week in, week out. But yeah, that's what I'm going for. So Cole Palmer wins again.
Bloody hell. You love a bit of Cole Palmer, don't you?
Not sure about this this lineup though.
It's interesting. I'd love to see someone like Ollie Watkins win it because he has been insane for Villa.
Yeah.
He's got what, like, has he got 20? No, that can't be right. What's he got? 20-ish goals, 20-ish assists. I made that up. That's not right. But he's got a hell of a lot of goals and a hell of a lot of assists. And Villa have done really well in Europe as well as in the Premier League. They've been going on two fronts. Villa have played some really good football. It's just, unfortunately, if you don't play for one of those big teams in inverted commas, you're just never really going to win it unless you just score a billion goals in one season.
Big club bias. Even we've got it. Just talking about it, you can't help it. It's a thing. But let's do manager of the season. Obviously, can't relate to so rare in any way, but just for funnies, obviously can't pick Sean Dyche. So, manager of the season? None
of them. It's Sean Dyche. Any of them? Can you see any of them in a Blossoms video? I can't.
No. You cannot see Unai Emery in a Blossoms video. No.
Good evening. Jurgen Klopp. I'm not sure why he's on it.
Yeah, what's he done to be in manager of the season?
And like genuinely, like, okay, they've, were fighting for the Premier League until about 5 games ago, but they're not going to win the Premier League. They've not done particularly well. I mean, they've done a lot better than a lot of teams, don't get me wrong. I don't think he should be on there. I think it's once again going to be something that comes down to who actually wins the league. It's going to be between Pep and Mikel Arteta, whoever wins, if they announce it after the season ends. Unai Emery's done an incredible job at Villa. Andoni Iraola has done really well considering, didn't they go first 6-7 games of the season without winning a game?
They were a mess, yeah.
Yeah, they were a complete mess. I remember the owner, the big-time owner, not Michael B. Jordan, came in to watch the game, which apparently was a must-win game, and it was like a make or break, might get sacked sort of jobby, and they won the game. And ever since then, they've done really well. So yeah, I'm not surprised he's on there. I am genuinely a little surprised Sean Dyche hasn't made it onto that list. Mate, think about what he's had to deal with this season.
All right, who you picking? You can't pick Sean Dyche. Give me a name.
I just got to go for Pep. I know it's boring, but
it's gross, mate. Pep. I'm going for Emery. I think breaking in top 4 is an incredible achievement. Big up Villa for that. League SO5 team of the season so far for you? Just shout me out. Who you think?
Well, Rodri is definitely in there. So fuck the
Rodri's in midfielder.
Yeah. Goalkeeper, I really liked Thingy at the start of the season, the Tottenham keeper, Vicario, but they've been really bad the last sort of 10, 15 games and conceded a lot of goals.
Yeah.
I think obviously David Raya's done really well in terms of keeping clean sheets, but probably hasn't been quite as active as a few of the keepers. Pickford, I think, is probably going to be thought of a little bit, but I don't think he's going to Is there a goalkeeper award in the Premier League? There isn't, is there?
There's Golden Glove, isn't there? Which
David Raya is going to get. Yeah. I think, what does David Raya actually score AA wise? Probably not that well unless they get a clean sheet, which they do quite a lot.
8.6.
Yeah. You've got to get David Raya, I think. Ederson's had a weird sort of season where he's not played some games.
Jordan Pickford for me.
I mean, if you're going to say Pickford, I'm going to say Pickford then because
he gets clean sheets and he gets monster scores occasionally. It's case sometimes you're fucking shit and he lets everything down, but I'm looking for peaks.
Good. That's what I like to hear because I was going to say Pickford and I thought you can't just say Everton players.
No, I was just waiting for you to pick it up so I could agree with you. You didn't do it, so I had to make the shout myself. Give me a defender.
Branthwaite. Okay. So Gvardiol's been really good, isn't he? Obviously, he's at the top of the list there, so I'm not clutching at straws too much there. But especially the last 10 games, he's been scoring goals. Trippier before he got injured, but then obviously he's been pretty non-existent for the last few months with the injury. It's a tough one, this, because Diaz hasn't been nailed this year. Kanji's also not been that nailed. We've got to go one defender in the team, right? Not two.
Yeah.
Ben White.
Ben White. I'm going to go... I really want to pick a Kanji because it's between Van de Ven and a Kanji for me. I'm going to go Kanji.
I mean, Van de Ven, with my eyes, the eye test, he's an incredible defender, and he's also like one of the quickest players I've ever bloody seen. But Tottenham can't.
I just really like a Kanji scores because he does get the bet. He's got the peaks again, which I'm looking for because he stepped into CB a lot, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So is my streaky team of Pickford and Akanji so far going to marry up on the same week? Probably not, but I'm in it for the wild ride, not for the consistent results. Midfielder, we're going to pick Rodrigo, aren't we?
I mean, this is really hard to pick two midfielders out of this bunch, but yeah, I mean, Rodri's definitely one of them. I mean, I feel like I can't not say Phil Foden after calling him my player of the season and young player of the season, but I know Cole Palmer deserves to be in it as well. So it's tough. I'm going to go for... I can't get double City. It's risky. But I can't not pick Foden. And I can't not pick Rodri.
Well, let's pick one. And then let's have a look at the strikers. Then you can make the final pick. Okay. So Rodri's in.
Rodri's definitely in.
We have to have a striker. I presume we're only going to have one striker. We're going to have another midfielder. But
yeah, I think you got to have one. It's a difficult one, striker. It's weird, isn't it? Because I feel like Son's had a really bad season, but he's still top of the charts in Premier League forwards.
See, Dwight McNeil is top of the AA in the last 15 chart.
What a lad! Get Big Dwight in.
AA in the last 40, he's joint top with Jeremy Doku.
Oh my God, Dwight!
I'm not going to pick him though because he doesn't get enough decisives.
No.
I really like Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon's going to be my pick. I like AA decisive, AA strikers. I'm having Anthony Gordon up front.
That's pretty mental.
If he didn't have all the injuries in the middle as well, and he's hobbling around for half the season whilst they had no players left, I think he could have been better.
I'll go Isaac then.
Isaac and Gordon up front, which means you've got to pick one more midfielder. It's going to be Palmer for me.
Okay, I'm going to go Foden.
Foden. There we go.
But you could pick about 6 midfielders there, couldn't you? Let's be honest. Saka, Rice, Odegaard, Bruno Fernandes. There's loads.
Exactly. There you go. So I went for Pickford, Akanji, Rodri, Palmer, Gordon. It's my SO5 team of the season. You went for Pickford,
Ben White, Rodri, Isaac, Foden.
There we go. Happy days. We'll be running those out next season limited, surely.
Surely.
Cost about £4 each by the time we get round to next season. Legends are back. Legends are back. Finally, we've called for it for long enough. Finally, we got some utility for all our fucking legend cards. Are you excited about having legends back?
Very excited. It's nice to see those legends getting some utility again, because not quite as on the extreme level that you have, but I have probably 10 legend cards across limited and rare. So nice to see them back in amongst it. Had a little look at the prize pool earlier. I wasn't a huge fan of the prize pool personally. I think it's only top 50 pay in rare, which I think is what it was. Was it top 30 previously when it was an actual weekly competition? But I just feel like what would have been a special monthly one, they could have at least put some extra stuff in there a little bit.
As you can see, I just want to show you that I've got a double Everton stack in with my 3 legends. Trying to mix up my legends to be a bit creative, but yeah, Dwight and Jordan in with those 2, and then yeah, we've got a rare legend team out as well. Di Stefano picked up on the news, because part of me said something to sell your legends right now. Don't keep them, because when are they going to play again? Because the European season's over. So your legends probably aren't playing until next year, are they?
I know, but I love them. They're my favourite players. I purposely bought legends of cards legend cards of players I absolutely loved when I was younger. Nedved, Zanetti, Iker Casillas. I really wanted to get Zidane, but he cost an absolute bomb.
I sold my Zidane.
I love it. So let me show you my team. So this is only a first iteration, but
I mean, I love the legend thing. I wish it got more love. I think the concept and the cards are really cool. I think the idea is good. I think it makes a nice break from the normal S5 competitions. I wish we had more of it, but personally, I can't see him having another Legends comp till the next European season.
I just really feel like it's such a massive part of the game, the Legends. Like, maybe it's just us and we just love Legends. I don't know, but
maybe it's because we spent so much horrendous amount of money on.
I don't even care what money I've spent. I just love the nostalgia of these players, and I think it's a really good idea to have them take the highest score of, the position of that team. I think it's a good idea, and I don't really understand why it can't be run still, like alongside stuff. Maybe it just doesn't quite fall in their future plans, and I don't know. But yeah, this is what I'll be running. I used to love my little double Inter Milan defender, because Inter Milan play 5 defenders, including 2 wing backs, that both play pretty much in the opposition boxes. So they used to get a lot of decisives. Iker Casillas, Real Madrid cards, Pavel Nedved. Doesn't do very well, the Juventus midfield card, but I don't have any other options. Beckenbauer, Cruyff. I do have a Di Stefano, like you, in limited. However, what with Real Madrid still being in Champions League, I do feel there may be a little bit of rotation. Maybe Vinny and Rodri potentially getting a break. But yeah, excited to have them back. Did you see the prize pool? Here we go. Top 50. So not great. Only 128 in it at the moment, to be fair. So not bad odds there. I just would have liked to see maybe some boxes in here.
Yeah, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra stuff. A little bit of a reward for all these idiots like us that have held on to our Legends cards for so long.
Yeah, I did sell one of my Legends card, which I bought for ridiculous amount for about £9 this week, and it kind of hurt, but I had to take the opportunity to trim a couple of them. Yeah, I like to use the forward. I bought Di Stefano because I like to use the forward stock, because obviously it's one of the harder ones to fill. So
yeah. And I noticed it's 3, isn't it? It's 3 out of 5, and Legends used to be 4 out of 5, didn't it?
Did it? No, it's always 3.
Yeah, maybe I'm talking crap. Yeah, I'm definitely talking crap.
But an Everton Legend combo this week would be delightful. I still love it. I wish it was here all the time.
Same.
Sadly, I'm worried that we won't have another one for a very long time. But I will hold on to them all, because I paid an outrageous price for them, and I just struggle to sell them and accept the loss. Legends are back, though. Happy days. Going to win something this weekend with the Everton boys. Any other business? So anything else you've noticed on Sorare this week? I can show you one thing. You've been going at me for a while to update my manager level because I wouldn't accept my challenges. So you'll be pleased to see I am now a level 50 manager. I am maxed out.
No, you mother.
I know you were waiting for me to go above you. Could I keep up?
Oh,
And I am level 50 now.
I think I'm level 49.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm 47. I'm miles behind you. It's because of your freaking super rares. I can't compete with your super rare. Super rare challenges. Let's have a look at your super rare stuff at the bottom there. Rare Pro.
yeah. So I've only got one left on Super Rare Pro, and I've done 3 of unique as well. But what I didn't notice is that you can't go over level 50. I didn't know this until I got to level 50 this week, and I completed a few more challenges, went to claim them, and it wasn't moving up at all. So I went to X and asked, and one of the great Sorare community told me, yeah, apparently it's capped at level 50. So all these things I'm claiming just won't move me up any further.
Well, I'm currently trying to get the 10 arena wins in a row. I've got up to 8 3 times, and tonight I have got up to 9. So I need one more. Actually, whilst we're on stream, I'm pretty sure I won a box here. So should we just see quickly if I win a Kylian Mbappe? Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Right, here we go.
They're snazzy boxes, those ones. Much fancier than there.
Ah, 3 tickets. Get in. Yes.
That's
so many tickets. But yeah, I'm up to 9 in a row. So I would like to get that little cheeky 10 in a row if I can. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I usually see about 100 things on Sorare throughout the week and never list them down. So yeah,
we did get. Speaking of boxes that you just brought up, there was new box trial this weekend, isn't there? In Champion Limited Division 1, they are trialing like a few percent get 5% market credit, and a few percent get 50% market credit. 50% is obviously a great reward. So I'd like to use that. 5 I would probably end up using, but it might be on like a 80p limited or something.
Yeah.
But how great they are pales in comparison to that. I'm just happy. I would be happy to open anything that isn't a fucking boost. I am 58 for 58 on fucking boosts. I would love anything that's not a boost. So yeah, I think market credits make sense. So coins, merch, hats, anything like that.
Anything.
Market credits seems like a good idea to me. Seems like an easy win.
I'm hoping they might do something special for the Euros for it. I don't know about you, but I've seen there's been some cheeky little Sorare / Nicholas tweets mentioning the Euros in the last week or so. So I think there's something in the pipeline. They're freaking better be, I tell you, because they would miss a trick if they don't do something special for the Euros.
They confirmed that it's covered, didn't they? So
it's definitely covered, yeah. But it needs to be its own separate comp where you can only have.
Do you know how they did the World Cup thing where the collector's albums and the cards, the custom series, and you had the little collector's album? You could stick those cards in boxes,
It's a good idea.
What are they worth now? You can't sell them for the minimum now. You basically can't get rid of these cards if you ever wanted to. But to get them out of a box would be quite cool. I pulled another Slovakia player. I've got 6 now. Maybe I'll complete the set, complete the fold or something. I think that's a cool idea. Pull Euro boxes. You just
or like it could, rather than be like one card, you could pull out a pack of like a pack of stickers, sort of thing.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I'd certainly be doing that. But
yeah,
good idea. If you're watching Nicholas / Sorare, we are good idea to people's.
Elite box has like 3 cards in, premium has 2, basic has 1, or whatever. Sticker packs, you open them up. Yeah, I like it. Give me the custom series as packs to open. I don't know from a legal point of view how that works, but fucking yeah, I like it.
Well, if they can't be sold, then they're not money. They're not gambling, are they? It's just collecting.
Sticker boxes. Come on, Nicholas. This is what we want. Good idea, Johnny. Look at this. We're still mind mapping like an hour into the podcast, still flying.
Love it.
Speaking of bare minimum prices as well, you know, the people that's name is buy all active cards for like 0.00001. They offer you fucking like 9p every card you have a list. I have like 100 cards listed all the time. Blocked now. I can't do anymore.
They do my nothing.
I'm not telling you my player for 9p. Stop offering me for every player I list for 9p. You're blocked. I can't do it.
I agree.
That's my gripe. That's my gripe of the week. I can't do it.
I agree with you. It's pretty frustrating. And another gripe of the week is people moaning about the score they've got and not winning a prize, because that's not how the game works.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what score you get. It matters what score everyone gets.
Yeah. And you know, sometimes division scores are high. Sometimes division scores are low. That's how it works. Exactly. You know, I basically play all-star and cap modes anyway, so who cares? You know, until August, is it? I'm enjoying my old life. I'm sticking to my old life, sticking to my dirty past. I'm like ignoring the bright future around the corner, apart from Challenger, because MLS and Championship is where all the cool kids play. But yeah, before we head down this negative route of criticisms and gripes, I think we can probably round up for 1 week in our comeback week after 3 weeks off. Thank you very much for all your input today. Thank you for everyone that's joined us and watched. Yeah, we love you all. Made it decisive to be with you this weekend as the European season draws to a close. Please like and subscribe and all that vibe. And we will be back with you next week for even more So Rare content. But for now, Viva la Thursday Club.
Up the Toffees.